Hello from the Dreamboard Discord server. I'm ShadowsPub bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You share your own post or someone else's you really like. Take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, add your post link to the text channel. Come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay. You can share by text, but the text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Okay, and we'll get started. And Alto Kudus is going to lead us off.
Good day, everyone,
Good day,
and
Q.
happy new month to everyone also. So, this post is a response to the Ivy community, and it's all about making promises. So, I gave my detailed explanation about how inevitable it is at times to fulfill promises, like maybe out of our emotions or out of the way we feel at that point in time. So, it sometimes lead to broken promises, but what matters most is making apologies for any kind of broken promises we made. So at least the person won't feel bad about it. So you can check more about it in the content I created. Thank you.
That's a good idea, actually. Acknowledging broken promises and apologizing for them.
Yes,
Thank you, Abdul.
it's a pleasure.
And Kitty Girl, you're next. You're up.
Well, this is a post about healthy eating and how one person on the Hive blockchain has turned around some bad cooking choices because they were common in her country to fix things a certain way. And she's just, fixed healthier foods because her husband needs that with his health issues. And I thought this looked like a wonderful breakfast. She fried an egg with no oil and used some sausages that she made herself so she knows what's in them, and substituted cabbage for the fried rice. And I thought, yeah, I'd eat a plate of that right now. It looked really good and definitely is healthy. So maybe this post will show people that you can still have a good meal and do it right.
I had steamed the rice and left it in. I love my rice.
Well, rice by itself is okay. It is pretty carby, but the way that they traditionally fix it in her country is they fry it with gobs of oil. And
Yeah.
so it's just glistening with the oil. And her husband couldn't handle that with his current diet because of his medical issues.
Yeah, fried rice done right is not bad, but if man done wrong, it's just ugh.
Yeah, if it's actually glistening with oil, something's wrong.
Yeah. Let's get some nice pictures there. Good choices though. I like cabbage. Didn't want to say I don't like cabbage. In fact, I eat a lot of it.
Yeah, and she brings up a good point in the post. Cabbage is one of those dishes that can take on the flavors of the other foods and seasonings that you use, and so it's a good neutral ingredient for a lot of things.
It is. And it can be prepared in so many different ways, both raw and cooked. All right. Thank you, kitty girl. And Artemis, you're up.
Okay. Alexander can't be here today, so I'm pimping for her. And this post is celebrating 4 years of the Creative Work Hour. So she very well wrote exact what Creative Work Hour is and how it came to be. So please go and read it and give her some love.
Yeah, we had a little party on the weekend. So, Kitty Girl, maybe you can shed light. Um, the thumbnail that comes up there in the preview is actually different than any of the pictures that she used in the post. Any idea how
I didn't
that
even
happened?
notice that.
Pardon me?
Sorry, I didn't even notice that. What
Well,
does do that?
I wouldn't have
My
noticed it.
guess is that she has edited the post and removed this picture and put something else in.
She didn't, because that's what drew my attention to it, was she was fussing over the fact that the proper picture didn't come up. This one came up.
Well, I actually did some research on this just a day or two ago because I found another post on the blockchain that had a thumbnail which didn't appear anywhere in the post. And apparently that can be done the Ecency front end, not any of the others. But you can put a picture in your post and designate it to be the thumbnail and then hide it. And none of the other front ends let you do that. But yeah, I saw a couple of posts this week and I thought, how are they doing this?
Well,
So I logged into hive.blog and PeakD and Ecency and I tried it. And apparently Ecency is the only one that allows you to do it.
well, somehow she managed to do it without realizing it then, because she did post it on Ecency. She said she normally uses PeakD, but she used Ecency. But she did not intentionally post a different picture because she was fussing over
Another
it.
thing that might have happened is that she created the post in the classic editor and then posted it with the new editor. Maybe that's the twist.
Oh, that's a possibility. Because I do know that she was doing this at 5 o'clock this morning. Well, 6 o'clock this morning.
Hmm. Yeah, I try to avoid the new editor myself, but I'm not allowed to speak bad things.
Since she doesn't normally work on Ecency, it's entirely possible that she did it and had no idea that she realized that she had switched from one to the other. Because I don't think she'd even be aware that there would be a older and a newer editor. So I'll explain that to her and she can stop fussing about it.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. So, hey.
Well, that's what I said to her. I says, they're both really good pictures, so it's not like there's a problem. But no, she was like, I don't know how that happened. I don't like that it happened.
Well, my personal view as a curator is that if I see the same picture over and over again, I stop curating it.
Yeah, and that was one of the things she was fussing about. She said that it had showed up in another post, and that she didn't want people looking and thinking it was the same post over again.
Correct? It happens.
Yeah, so she was maybe valid on that. I won't tell her that part. But I will mention to her the possibility of how she did it. Maybe she should just stick to Peak D, where she's comfortable. Do you know an omelet egg? Oh, the sunny side up? You'd never had that before, Q? I was trying to figure out what they were talking about there. All right. And Emrys, you're up. Amy has joined us. All right. Ember says most humans only dream of what a healthy environment looks like, but they can't do what is necessary to get it done. The saddest part is that most humans are not enlightened enough to know that creating a healthy environment is for our own benefit, and the moment our environment is unhealthy, it pays us back with insects, disease, and discomfort. In this post, I gave a detailed explanation of my personal experience with land pollution and also stated possible solutions. Oh, good time of year to be talking about how to keep insects away since it's summertime. All right. Thank you, Emers. And Treasury, you're up. It's been a while. We're getting
Hi,
food
good
today.
evening.
All right, Treasure. Tell us about this.
Okay, good evening. This post is my response. My response to the Ghana post. So, like in this post, now it talks about okay, because some people deal with things like deal with things in different ways. That what is that one thing that comes through for them? So I would say that food, yeah, it's that one thing that comes through for me, whether I'm in a bad mood or I'm feeling down. Just give me food, like just forget everything. Just give me the food. So it's just it's just like that. That's some people listen to music, yeah, some people choose to listen to music, some people choose to take walks. But yeah, I think for me, I think it's the food. When my tummy is filled, I think I can think well, I can reason well. So that's what the course is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasure. Treasure, were you really close to your mic when you were talking?
I'm on airport.
Yeah, maybe pull back a little bit. There were times there that I was having trouble making out what you were saying. You were coming in a little bit mumbled or jumbled. And I think it might have
Oh,
been you're
okay.
just a bit too close to your mic. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, Stress Killer, you are up. That looks like a tasty dish there, though.
It is.
Okay. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever suits you. I came across this post last week when Melinda was posting about old school advertising cards. And well, last week I wasn't here, so I decided to share one of those posts today. It's actually a good old spam, but old fashioned way back from the 19th century. It's very fun to see how that's developed over the years, advertising.
Really was some really creative and artistic work done back then, wasn't there?
Yeah, and if you look back to one of her, I believe it's the secondary one from the Victorian era, you can actually see that already back then sex sells, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. They just have to be a little more subtle about it than back then.
Yeah, well, I still notice it.
Yeah, it does. There's no question about it. It came from her great aunt's collection. Interesting.
Yes,
And she's
and I
post.
don't remember.
You don't remember
I don't
what?
remember having those kind of things here in Europe, but That's back way back before my time.
You probably could find some digital archives to see whether some of that, what it was like back at that time in Europe.
Well, I do have a poetry album from my great grandmother, I think.
Hmm.
And if I find it back, since we have moved several times, I know I have it somewhere, but I want to digitize it. It's got similar art. Yeah,
Some of the European museums have their art collections on display online, and you can see some of that stuff there.
correct. You can see a lot of that here in Holland.
Yeah, it's interesting having a look at them. All right, thank you, Stress Killer, and Artemis, you're up.
Okay. This is an interesting one. This is one of Shadow's daily echoes, and the word is drugged. And I saw that word and went, oh, this could be interesting. But it actually turned out really well. So read it and give Shadow some love.
Yeah, I need to start finding the time to write some notes about some of these echoes because
When
some of
you
them.
say send her some love, what kind of drug do we send?
Uh,
Well, cocaine is no longer put in Coca-Cola, so that's out. Maybe just, some digital love.
yeah, that'd be a good way to do it. Some of these words do end up going in unusual directions for me. Wow. So Treasure has won the 3 HBI, which is actually 4 HBI today, and Abdul Quddus
Oh,
has won the 5 HBI. We shall see who wins the first NFT of the month. And Kitty Girl, you are up.
One of the women on the blockchain is in her third trimester of pregnancy, and she's sharing an update on her pregnancy, which, other young women who are going through pregnancy or hope to one day soon might glean a little bit of good info from this post. But I'm sharing it here mostly because the last section of the post is quite interesting. Under fun fact, she talks about how the heat of the summer has really been rough on her with being in the third trimester of pregnancy, and she was trying to figure out what to do about it. The area where she lives has been quite warm, but it's also been very humid lately, and she is challenged trying to stay cool. And her husband found a dog cooling mat that is filled with gel and helps to wick away heat. And he picked that up, I think, at a secondhand store for €6, which is about 7 HBD, and brought it home for her to try. And she says it works like a champ. Um, it'll will work if you just use it as is at room temperature. But she said that she sticks it in the fridge so that it cools it down, and then she leans against it, especially her head and neck, and says that it makes a marked difference and helps her out tremendously. So, people not only that are pregnant but have other health issues where the heat is a problem might get some benefit from doing the same thing. So,
That is true.
great tip from another hobby. And
And unlike North America, a good part of the rest of the world does not have air conditioning.
Correct.
that's true. In fact, that's the situation where she is living right now. She can open windows and get a cross breeze, but she said there's no wind blowing right now. which just makes it even worse.
Well, the minute you said that it cost X number of euro, I went, oh yeah, that's because she's got no air conditioning available.
Yeah, she was, if I remember correctly, she was born and raised in the Netherlands, but is currently living in Spain. There seems
Oh,
to be a lot of people moving to Spain. I guess Spain must be a really hot spot for retirees or people. Well, I guess maybe people that aren't even retired but are still working, and they apparently have a lot of jobs there, and it's a beautiful country from what I hear. So
But apparently, it's been getting a lot of heat this summer. Uh, our friend over on Go Brunch, he told us, I think it was Saturday, he said it was something like 112 Fahrenheit that day.
You
Uh,
could cook a sunny side up egg on the sidewalk, probably.
Pretty close. Yeah, that's heat that I don't really want to be in. As I sit here with my AC on. Thank you, kitty girl.
Give me the snow.
Yeah, you and your snow. You love your snow. Here's Bipolar has joined us. Amy, you are up. All right. And Amy says the mind is the most powerful tool and can either make or break us. It all depends on the mindset you have. What kind of mindset do you have? The growth or fixed? You might want to check this post out to find out. Yep, mindset makes a huge difference. Thank you, Amy. Amorous, you're up. Well, there's quite a title. The irony of freedom of speech on social media. It's quite a picture too. And Emmer says the one thing about most innovative ideas introduced by humans is that as time goes on, its objectives changes. The primary reason behind this change is politicians' strive for power, institutional hypocrisy or mediocrity, governmental policy, and monetization. Seeing how fast the social media is gaining acceptance among the masses, it was only a matter of time before the system becomes corrupted. In this post, I explained how the term freedom of speech is being portrayed in social media. And Abdul Kudos wants to know, is that you in the pics there, Emirates? Kinda looks like an Elvis type image. Should be an interesting topic to have a look at. Thank you, Emrys. And Stress Killer, you're up.
yes. My new toy has finally arrived. In late May, I ordered a lens and it was around the 16th of May, I think. And it came in the day before yesterday. And so I finally got a new toy to play with. Um, Usually I do a macro photography, which means you go very close to a subject to show every detail there is. This lens, however, is also a wide angle lens, which you use for landscapes. And that way you can get very close to your subject and still see something of the surroundings, which gives another perspective of how to view at things, I must say. And the photos in this post is just a small sample, and I will try to post one now to show something else that's possible. And now I have to search, of course.
Man,
Typical.
could they have packed it into enough boxes?
I need to make sure that I pick the right one. And that Discord allows me to upload that size.
It
This
did.
is what I mean. Actually, the lens is close to the spider web, and still you can see the surroundings and all.
Very neat.
And more of that will be posted later this evening or tomorrow morning.
You're going to be out
Love your kitty.
playing.
I'm going to be playing, yeah.
Your kitty looks so amused.
Well, I tried to get a very close up of the kitty, but the kitty keeps walking away. So I need to glue the kitty to a chair, I think.
Good luck on that.
Have to be quite the glue.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I put a fish on the lens. See if that helps.
All right. Thank you, Stress Killer. Don't glue the kitty. Artemis, you're up.
Well, this is kind of an unusual post for me. This is more something up Kitty's line. I love these coins. These are the Centennial 1967 Canadian dimes. And I have a collection of them because that's the year I was born. It was also when Canada turned 100 years old. So I love
Which
these
year?
coins. 1967. Or yes, that was the
Uh,
year.
you're still young.
Thank you. I will
So,
take that.
without
Thank
without
you.
without telling Artemis's age, Canada celebrated its 158th birthday on Tuesday. That won't
Thanks, Shadows.
that won't give away Artemis's age at all.
I don't care. I've earned every year of it.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. I'm from 66. So, hey,
Oh, a whole year. That would matter if we were toddlers.
yeah, my wife is from 65. So,
I
Eh,
call my husband the old man. He's from 63.
so,
But what I love about this post is it tells you the story of the fish on the back of the dime that I never knew. It's a mackerel, and this is the what a mackerel all about a mackerel. I know, very exciting, but I thought it was interesting.
for me, it looks like a herring, but okay. If they say it's a mackerel, I believe you.
I never looked up what it was. I just assumed it was a salmon.
well, wouldn't the mackerel kind of be a nod to Newfoundland?
Yes.
Yeah. Salmon would have been a nod to, to British Columbia. Very neat.
I have no idea what my collection of 1967 coins are worth, but I'm pretty sure I have all three versions that they show here.
Ooh.
Cool.
You just never know, kiddo. You
I
may be
never know.
richer than you
Well,
think.
my kids can figure that out later.
If they go to the right source.
True.
And bipolar, you are up. And now's a good time to drop some more emojis.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Okay, so my post Beyond Business talks about doing business not for. How will I enter this post now? Okay, basically, I talked about my experience with a friend and how some people they are after the profit they're going to make, or rather, they're after the money that they're going to make from the business. And if there's something I've come to realize being an entrepreneur, is that the first purpose of business shouldn't really be to make profits. Because if you're all out to make profit, you're going to lose out on good business relationship. Because sometimes, like my boss would always say, you lose some and you win some. But there are people that they never want to lose. And at the end of the day, it kind of like ruins whatever future opportunities that their business associate might have for them. So that's what I discussed on this post and my friend's experience and how the whole thing played out. So kindly check it out if you want to know the end part. Thank you.
So you're kind of saying profit is nice, but longevity maybe is better?
Yeah, it is. It's better because if you're all after the profit, like there was this job that a friend did that didn't go well. And then when he was trying to push for the money, somebody his boss rather, just told him to just leave it. And the money was huge. And when he was telling me about it, I'm like, your boss is right. And I was like, no, that was my hard work and everything. Well, at the end of the day, another opportunity came that was bigger than that. And because of how the whole thing played out, they gave him a call. So sometimes we just have to like let go and just hope for something better.
Yeah, because you can burn up a lot of energy chasing deadbeats.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it will just end the tears, and you'll be the only one crying.
Amber says saying I shouldn't focus on profit. I've lost my interest in the post. Maybe you might want to take a look at a different perspective.
Don't mind them. Later
I
you come and cry and say village people after you.
I'm getting a chuckle out of the black and white thinking. You're either focused on profit or you're focused on loss. You can't be
No in
focused on
between.
balance.
That businessmen are not entrepreneurs.
Great fun and games. Where's Abinad today?
Oh, I don't know. She's been really busy. I left her a message and she hasn't responded. I guess she's not online.
Ah, act type B. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to share? And by the way, Kitty Girl won the first um, NFT for July. And if you want to see what the NFT looks like, check the Draws channel.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bipolar comes back with her own response of typical African. Anybody else have anything they want to share today? I'm not seeing anything. All right then. You've been listening to Shadows Pub host Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us on PYPT and join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. Oh, yeah. Bye, Wilma.